we got to move on to another Hot Toys announcement because yes, we are getting 1,000,005 Hot Toys releases right now, which we're not complaining because that's really great. And I'm excited about that. And I think a lot of people are excited about this one. The Hot Toys White Vision. I don't even know if that's the official name for it, but
I don't know.
that's what we've been calling it. So
Yeah.
I guess you could call it Cyborg Vision. You could call it Other Vision from WandaVision. Whatever name you find applicable, you can go with that, right? But Hot Toys White Vision, it has officially released. The blogger photos have been shown. And I think it's pretty unique looking. I think there's a lot of detail in it. I think it's actually pretty cool. And I think this would actually be one that would, I think, kind of pop on a shelf a little bit. I think it's a very unique, cool looking kind of cybernetic type figure. But Marco, what do you think, man? Is this the Vision to own for you? Or is this maybe sort of like an accessory type piece?
Yeah, so I think I've fully ruled out owning any of their other Visions. I think that they're cool looking figures, but something about them just didn't speak to me. So I think I've passed on all those. I have to say, I'm adding the WandaVision Wanda 100%. Where is she? I need her yesterday. But so I've been kind of contemplating, like, do I need a Vision to go next to her? When they announced this white version, I was like, oh, this is actually, to your point, like it would stand out on the shelf. I think it would look very unique. That being said, I just don't think that it's one that I need to add. You and Carlos have been talking about your tiered base system, right? And, I definitely run that same calculus in my head when I'm thinking about adding a figure. And I think this just falls outside of the category of need for me. Even though I am getting his companion piece or, a semi-companion piece for Wanda. But I think just Wanda by herself will be enough to represent that really great series. And hopefully she's out in the next few months. But I think this one will be a pass. But I think everything from the detail to the coloring looks nice. I'm a bit concerned about the all white and maybe it, fading over time or yellowing over time. But I know that they've kind of yellowed up some sections already. So, we shall see. But yeah, it's nice, but not for me.
Yeah, and it's a pretty cool looking figure. But Marco, I think you're onto something about this not necessarily being like an absolute need for everyone. And I think that's fine. There can definitely be plenty of figures like that. It doesn't have to be a DX Vader where everyone's going to buy it. That's totally reasonable and fair. I'm just thinking about the idea of the Vision to own, because in order to commit to this Vision, you'd have to have one to have multiple Visions probably. You'd have to want to have at least two, right? So you'd have to want to have probably the new one or the Age of Ultron one, because they're not too different besides the body and some updates. The new one's better, no doubt about it. But you kind of got to have maybe an idea in mind where you want to do something like this. Or you really love WandaVision and you have a display in mind where you want to recreate something. But for me, Riley, when I jumped to you on this one, like Marco had mentioned, right? I got this scrolling on the bottom here just because I want to get people into maybe the idea of thinking about this. When we're thinking about the tier that White Vision would be, like Marco was referencing, I'd be willing to bet for a lot of people, he's probably going to be like maybe tier 5, right? Tier 5 meaning sort of the okay tier. It's okay. I like it. It's a nice figure, but do I really care about Vision that much? Riley, where do you kind of rank this White Vision on your tier list? And where would you, just your overall thoughts on it? Where are you sitting at it?
Dude, honestly, I'd probably say, honestly, I might even go to a tier 6 personally, but I'd be close. I'd be maybe close to 5 just because of how good the figure turned out personally. Because I think the character wise, I'll be honest, it wasn't anything like honestly, I don't even I've kind of forgot that this guy was in the show for a second. I didn't
so you're
have
definitely tier 6.
I don't have probably. I didn't have any connection to I mean, he looks cool. Like it's a cool, and I think that, I mean, Carlos, he always talks about this, like Hot Toys, their latest releases have been very mediocre and not good. I think this was one that's like a big win. Like I think it looks really good. Like I think that when it comes to the prototype to the final, like I think they did really good. There's like some close-ups of the sculpt and it looks like really nice, the detailing and everything. You definitely don't want to have a bag of Cheetos unboxing this
no
Gotta
Cheetos
keep those
fingers.
clean, cut the nails, get everything set. But for me it would probably be one that I wouldn't really pick up. Like maybe I'd pick it up if it was like $100, but I just think it looks cool. I'm happy for people who are getting it though. I know that this is like an important character, I believe, in the comics. Like a lot of people like this rendition of the outfit.
He's like the West Coast Avengers, right?
Right, exactly.
Yeah,
something like
so
that. I know he has a little unicorn beam thing. I don't think I display that. I don't think I do that. But like I said, it looks really good. Like the figure itself, just me, like the actual character of the show. Like I really have no no stride to even pick up the figure. But like I said, again, it's for people getting it, like this is a win. I think it's like a 9 or a 9.5 figure. It just looks really good. It turned out really well. And for people collecting the WandaVision line, I think this is a really nice piece to add.
Yeah, I'm with you guys. I think this is a really cool looking figure. It just matters how much you care about this specific version of the character, because he doesn't really. You're buying this one for aesthetics, because he doesn't really do that much in the show.
Maybe in the future. Who knows?
Yeah, exactly. Maybe you're buying for the future too, right? That's a good point. You're buying for characterization that could possibly come to be, or maybe like you said, you're buying based on the comic rendition or comic interpretation. But at the end of the day, you're really probably buying this figure right now because it looks cool. So, and there's not necessarily anything wrong with that. That's a, one way to do it for sure. And it does look super cool. I know like Lael, for example, he has a comic connection to this, so he's absolutely going to get it. And he's going to love it. And it's a really cool looking figure, but it's just for me, not quite the vision to own, just because I think most people would probably go for the standard. Don't you guys think?
Yeah, probably.
Standard purple man vision.
And I will say we're likely going to see Vision again. So if you're on the fence, you could always wait. Now that wait could be 6 years from now, but it's an option for sure.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely.